damn, it's 2020, and it seems like, Mojo, it's the new year, same you. You're talking about taking my title ring. You're talking about taking my soul, Mojo. All because you quoted scripture from a book? Do you think I was written from a book, Mojo? Do you think I was written out of somebody's imagination? No, I was birthed on this earth to be champion. And you know what, Mojo? You're looking at me and I'm holding a title. You talk about the book of Revelations, Mojo. You talk about it. You know what you forgot to mention in that book, Mojo? You know, I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. And guess what, Mojo? I am the War Wrestling Champion.
Welcome to Calm Before the War. Michael McCormick, Nick Hahn, and a terrific show on tap here at Calm Before the War, the last road to the anniversary show, which usually means, Nicholas, that there are big things going to happen here tonight.
Yeah, definitely all the roads will lead up right to the next show, and I cannot wait for the snack bar to happen tonight.
We've got Mojo McLean in action with the War Wrestling Champion and Cody Jones. We've got the War Wrestling Women's title on the line, and we still have to figure out what the deal is with the tag team titles. All of that gets settled here as we get started at Calm Before the War. There, you hear the music. Match number one, and if this is what we expect, it is going to be an interesting matchup. The Revolution.
My jaw is still hurting from these guys, Michael. What does he have in his hand?
This guy is really something else.
You know, Matthew Taylor's been walking around here thinking he can do whatever he wants, and now with these two big monsters flanking him, it just makes him even more dangerous.
I can't say he's in his right mind because I don't know what that actually means anymore. He's talked about for the last couple of months about how we, being everyone but him apparently, has let the darkness in. He says, you've let the darkness in, I'm the guy here to change that. Someone is going to help my christening of forgiveness here tonight, and he appears to be a little drunk on himself.
He definitely loves him some him.
He's talking about in the back that he has successfully figured out how to turn water into wine. He's had quite a little bit of that sacrament.
Oh, look, he's going to talk.
I don't think the fans in Lima are all about his forgiveness.
Well, the thing is, Michael, what he did to me last month, that was very personal to me.
You forgive him?
No, I mean, that was a guy I trusted with my family. He'd watch my daughter if I wasn't home.
He appears to be at the edge of his sanity right now, too. Does that mean he's coming back?
He's not even going to wrestle?
According to him, he's not.
Why does he get to call his own shots?
My question is, who's letting him do it? It appears the Guiding Light has a higher power of matchmaking. And this is, again, continuing from the last handful of months where the quote-unquote Guiding Light and Matthew Taylor has continued to take out his friends and anyone who's ever cared for him. He lost and got cost, as he believes, the World Wrestling title by Jimmy Shane, and he snapped. That's the only explanation. They're going to take on a very interesting team.
Michael, I don't see Jimmy anywhere.
I have not seen Jimmy Shane.
I mean, Rick just announced him as a participant in this match. You got Beastman, he doesn't even know where he is either.
Beastman Movado seems to be the calmer of the two. Beastman went looking for him.
What is going on?
And Movado says, all right, hold on, we got him.
Is it just me, Michael, or since he's changed his attitude here in Matthew Taylor, that there just seems to be chaos around War Wrestling?
Well, you come out with the two big heavies like Crosshairs Kelly and Pat the Bruiser, you can pretty much say whatever you want, creating all kinds of chaos. So a setup right now, the 2-on-2 match, and, well, maybe we are going to get Jimmy. That's his music. We've already heard him announced, and the action going on in the ring, and you see the look on Matt Taylor's face as he continues to take pulls from the bottle.
Well, the match is completely stopped in the ring right now.
Movado and Beastman in charge right now, but kick to the side of the head.
My gosh.
You got a feeling if you turn your back on these hooligans in the Revolution, doesn't matter what you call them, two big dudes, they're effective.
And I really don't think, Michael, that they're really worried about winning a match. I think they're just coming out here to cause as much punishment, cause as much chaos as they possibly can.
Again, technically it was a 3-on-2 match that was originally billed. Beastman with a big clothesline was originally billed as Matthew Taylor in the Revolution, the gentleman formerly known as Warhorse, against these two guys, or depending on what you believe, these three guys. No Jimmy Shane here to be found.
Kind of worried about what might have happened to him.
That's what I was kind of wondering, and the look on Matthew Taylor's face about what does he know. Beastman can clear out of KFC in a hurry and moves the ring. He and the guy in the ring and Pat the Bruiser, that's a big combination.
You think he's going for the coleslaw at the KFC?
I think he's going for the buffet. Hit that buffet in Salina. Two quick hands from Movado. A Wolverine style right in the face. Think about that. Just the piston right hands and the the dance for the referee. Because if you slap a guy in the face enough, you might as well throw a little dance in there.
This is a tall task, though, for referee Logan Lynn to try to keep some kind of control in this match.
Especially with Beastman in there. Beastman now tagged back in, and I was just going to say, you don't know if he's hungry or how much he even understands you, and he goes right to biting the forearm.
I'm sure that Beastman has sat back for a nice side Russian leg sweep right there. I'm sure Beastman has read the entire World Wrestling rule book, and he understands it word for word.
Oh, yeah, I have no doubt. See frequent tags between Beast Revolution.
I feel you.
It was Dance Dance Revolution when it was Jimmy Shane, but Movado now with the hook of the leg and quickly broken up at 2. Movado over 40 tag team titles. This is a guy who knows every part of those rules and knows when to be able to use them. You think about the experience that he's got This is a very unorthodox tag team.
And it's incredible the way they are working together, because I don't know what language Beastman speaks.
Or
Movado speaks, but somehow they are working very well as a team here.
I don't know what Movado just said to the referee, but he didn't seem to appreciate it.
No, Michael, it might be 3-on-2 in the ring, but with Matthew at the ringside, this is even worst case scenario.
The fact that he's carrying around weapons. That bottle. Ooh! Big kick to the face, and down it goes Pat the Bruised at this point.
I mean, to be fair, you're not going to ruin his face any more than it already is.
Movado, I love Movado. Gives you that extra little way to get from one thing to another and a rake in the eyes. Official trying to keep control like you talked about, but now
Movado's in the wrong part of town.
Movado, this is not where you want to be.
And this is classic Revolution right here. They are just going to pound on you in the corner.
Crosshairs Kelly and Pat the Bruiser just working over there as the crowd tries to get Movado back into this one before he gets sent into the corner. Yeah, the Revolution, former OCW Tag Team Champions, and have proven on multiple occasions they are a very dangerous duo.
Is this Ye who allowed to be drinking at ringside?
Go up and tell him no.
I've had enough of him.
Didn't work out last time.
I just try to go out there as a friend.
He doesn't have any friends, apparently. Into the corner, and Beastman now the wrong way. Oh, no.
Yeah, see, Beastman's not doing his tag team partner any favors right now by tying up referee Logan Lynn.
Down goes Movado right in the center of the ring. Referee turns around, 1, 2, and the 2 out before the boot to the face. That might have actually worked in Pat the Bruiser's favor. That Beastman didn't put that size, I imagine, probably 18, 19 Triple E right in his face.
Movado firing back here. Oh, cut him off with
and immediately cut off. Movado stepped out to help Jimmy Shane a couple of months ago, and now is really pinch hitting for Jimmy Shane, who's not to be found here tonight. And a 3-on-1.
This is insane. We need to get in these type of matches. McCormick, I'm sure you can agree, you need more than one official out here.
Yeah, a couple of officials.
Is she even legal? Does she tag in this match?
To be honest with you, I thought Crosshairs Kelly was legal, but legality is not a thing that matters to the Revolution. It's Pat the Bruiser back in now. I believe their tags, as Matthew is apparently reading from what I would imagine is the Book of Nonsense. Now fighting back in. This is going to be something. Movado in the corner and just splashed right back into it.
Big forearms there. Oh my gosh. That scared me from all over here. Oh my God.
Right. It's like a Banshee is loose in the Bradfield Community Center.
Oh my gosh, right in the spine.
Movado in the center of the ring with nowhere to go. I've seen that movie. It scared the hell out of me. Now Movado has been in the ring at least the better part of the last 5 or 6 minutes. He's taken 2-on-1 and a 3-on-1. Well, trying to fight himself back up.
They were in control early on, but ever since the Revolution cut him off, it has been nothing but the heavy artillery being laid out here.
Movado trying to fight his way back up with those right hands and the chops. Also doing the smart thing, the veteran, working back into his own corner. Oh, and he got
reach out. Oh, and crosshairs, you got the foot up. Did you see that?
He hit him with a cement block as he came back into the corner. Beastman not anything remotely close to English as he spear in the corner. Movado, there's not going to be a lot about him after this. I guess if Matt is giving out prayers, he might want to start praying for Movado. Well, there he goes.
Just spouting nonsense to these people here in Lima.
I don't think these people are real receptive.
Well, after the way he's treated everyone lately, I feel like that's fair. Movado firing back again. Look at the fire in him.
Right into the face, and the slaps you can hear all the way across. Beastman tried to make the blind tag, but Movado nearly beheaded by Crosshairs Kelly. 1, 2.
See, you can tell Movado is used to a lot of singles action because instead of going for a tag to his partner right there, he decided to hit the ropes and try to hit the man with the big move. But unfortunately, that was not the wisest of decisions in this kind of match.
Beastman out of that corner, nearly used that long reach to get the tag. And what is this all about? Matt Taylor is yelling at Movado from the outside. Remember, again, Matthew Taylor was supposed to be in this match. He chose to give away his position after his christening of forgiveness, which is apparently later to come tonight. Now, behind the referee's back, there's the Revolution right there. Oh, come on!
Book. Oh, come on!
And Beastman is the one being admonished. Blind tag behind the official. And
Like, I appreciate Beastman as a splash there by Jexy. I appreciate Beastman trying to help out his tag team partner Movado there, but he really needs to stay on the outside so the referee can try to keep his eye on all 4 of his opponents.
1 and 2. Movado able to get the shoulder out just before the 2 count. Between the Banshee screaming and the fact that he's now been sandwiched by every member of the Revolution, it's not a real good night. Open hand slap right to the face of Beastman.
Oh, big knee. Rearrange your mouth.
Kelly with the knee to the mask, and watch it go sideways. Again, Movado is going to wonder why he didn't stay on point at Detroit tonight. Trying to fight his way back with the little pump kick to the face that worked earlier on against Pat the Bruiser. Now Movado again, what you talked about.
Oh, nice double
The
clothesline.
singles aspect of his brain did not allow him to run over to try to get the tag. Look for the clothesline, and the official starts his count.
Beastman trying to get these people in line with behind him, trying to urge his tag team partner over here to make a tag.
Beastman would destroy anything in front of him, I think, at this point. And the here we go. Pat the Bruiser, a swing and a miss. Beastman, though, cross body.
That's literally the
400
biggest
pounds.
crossbody block you'll ever see in your life.
Since the one he did last month.
That's fair.
That one moved
He's
the
bulked
same-
up a little bit since then.
Right. Moved the same 2 guys.
He's had a few holiday meals since then.
We have had the holiday season come and go, thankfully. But haven't we all? Movado trying to fight his way back up, but Beastman in control. One side to the other, and down goes the Revolution. Might be looking for the cannonball. Hello!
There it is.
I watched the ring move 3 feet on that cannonball.
Matthew Taylor getting upset on the outside. This might not be the smartest thing this young lady's ever done in her life. What is with this screaming?
I don't think Beastman understands.
Oh, wow.
Movado says,
yeah, that's...
either you can't do that or you shouldn't do that. Now back really to the gang beating that he's taking right now, the 3-on-1.
Come on, Logan, this has to be a disqualification.
Beastman able to fight off all 3, but he caught the referee. It looked like Pat the Bruiser struck him with an elbow. Believe what you want, whether it was intentional or not.
But this isn't good for anybody if the referee's down.
I have a suspicion. There it is.
Exactly.
Oh, come on, Matt.
Blinded him.
Now the super kick and the 2 right hands. And out goes Beastman.
Oh my gosh, he hit his head hard on the
A
guardrail.
super kick from Movado, who was apparently the legal man at this point. And I never seen you use your teammate as a weapon. The splash, the hook of the leg. Come on now. Not like that.
Ridiculous.
And they 3 count with the help of your guiding light.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this match, the Revolution and Jexy with the guiding light, Matthew Taylor.
This is absurd.
That is just a shameful display from the former War Wrestling champion. And apparently he's run out of drink. He's having a terrific time here tonight. The Revolution, Matthew Taylor, Jesse, on paper victorious. Beastman tried to explain to the fans that,
I don't know if he can even see the fans.
trying to explain, oh no, he's
got
asking
some
for the
trying to
water.
clear his eyes.
So Matt Taylor, we live in a world in which Matt Taylor is victorious and his team with a lot of momentum going into the anniversary show. What does that mean? We don't know, because we don't know what Matt Taylor's plans are.
with all these psychopaths following him, he can only get even more and more dangerous.
Just a
stumbled around drunk on his own power.
Number 2, we found Dusty Dillinger.
Hey.
He was lost, but now he is found, unlike Matthew Taylor, who has lost his marbles.
Hey, Dusty Dillinger had business to attend to. At the big Hall of Fame show next month, baby.
The future Hall of Famer. Is that what you're busy doing? Hall of Fame business?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you. I was busy cementing the legacy of one.
Did you wash your hands after?
I didn't even use them.
Now a little bit of a problem by Mr. Page of getting himself in the ring.
I don't think it's a problem.
He unsuccessfully tried to get underneath the bottom rope, now having words with the bigger gentleman in the front.
Well,
Mr. Page here, part of the battle-tested division, the final of the battle-tested matches before the anniversary show. He and his opponent in Aaron Eli.
Electric Youth.
We'll try to find out here in a bit who was the last part of the six-man match at the anniversary show.
It sounds like a good time, you know. It's been good seeing all this new young talent coming through, all of them trying to make a mark, all of them trying to do something. And it's great to be recognized as the place to try and do that right here in World Wrestling Lime, Ohio.
Do you remember what it was like when you were breaking in as that new talent?
Man, I tell you what I do. I vividly remember having my first match against KC Thunder, thinking I wasn't ready. And you know what? I wasn't ready.
If only you knew the things now that you knew that.
I don't know that I still know them.
So the Electric Ely out in the bright orange.
I see what he did there.
He's a fan favorite, obviously, here in this, a Battle of Michigan. Jason Page, the 22-year-old, already in the ring from Ann Arbor. Heard some folks say a few things about their trips to Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
And Ely, a Livonia, Michigan, House of Truth graduate.
Wouldn't that be like thumb wrestling? Battle of Michigan, thumb wrestling.
I don't believe that's what that is.
No?
Two guys who admittedly have crossed paths in the last handful of months, same promotions in and out in the Michigan area. A lot of great talent and promotions used up there, but never had a match. And it seems to be, from listening to Jason Page earlier this week, that he doesn't really like, well, anyone, but especially this young man.
It's always a threat, especially when you're coming from that home state, you're trying to represent. You want to be the one, you know, that stands out there. Let somebody else come to challenge that. You got to nip that in the bud.
Page also had some things to say about people from Lima and called them schmucks and said he had never wanted to stop here before, but this time he got himself an opportunity to be on an anniversary show, and he couldn't pass it up.
Well, it's an opportunity to grab yourself some Cuban hamburgers, too.
There's also that, right down the road, conveniently from the arena.
That's right. Blue Meanie's favorite thing.
So we've already seen one match here so far, a six-man or a five-man match, really. It was supposed to be a six-man, but a lot of things going on during this show. A lot of singles matches of big guys trying to prove themselves, and it's two of the new young guns, and we have had some terrific matches during this battle-tested division.
There have been some really good matches, but, you know, as I look at them, I'm watching back, you know, because I do that, I study, checking out, I'm seeing a lot of things that maybe these guys could do better. Maybe it's just because the demographic, the crowd, the way they're trained, you know, so they need to get out and get in front of more and more people every day in order to get to where they want to be.
Now, didn't work for Page. Either will try kind of a standoff in the middle of the ring. I guess it would be a Michigan standoff.
versus the Mexican. Yeah.
So I guess if the shoulder block doesn't work, try the old test of strength. Traditionally fared well in these, right?
I've done all right. I hold my own, and if I can't hold it, I'll poke him an eye.
Strong move by Page to work himself back up.
Well, look at that base. Look at those quads there. You look like he's been squatting something.
A terrific center of gravity. He was able to not only fight himself back, but then to bend his opponent that way.
Especially with Eli being the taller guy there.
Just right out of the gate with a right hand.
Sometimes that's all it takes right there. Forget all that other stuff.
A lot of handful of guys who have come through here. Big, well put together. Obviously young and hungry here as well. Reminds me a lot of Levi Connors.
You know what? Now as you mention that, yeah, it is. Oh, Levi is something. Levi, Eli. I think we got a haiku.
Something to it. Page got caught with a drop kick. That's a smart way to do it. Just this baseball slide right into those metal railings.
It certainly is. And here's my thing: if I'm gonna get back in the ring, let the fella be counted out. Take the least amount of punishment and with the greatest amount of glory.
Not even a full year under Eli's belt. Debuted on April the 27th at Clash Wrestling in Michigan. At another program like Or Wrestling, takes a lot of chances, a lot of younger guys. It's worked out, and this might not be good.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to go on record saying they can take a chance on all these young guys. But don't forget that there's a lot of these older guys out there who can still do it and still teach these kids something. They need to listen and pay attention.
Page now not only stalking Eli, he took him all the way around the ring. Said, I've had about enough of this. He started saying some things, then he got punched in the mouth.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
No. Is that a nipple tweak? Oh, I don't think so. I saw him wearing it up. I think we need to hold a class sometime. I'll show him how to do it.
What's more rewarding, being able to throw one of those or being able to teach someone to throw one of those correctly?
Well, I think a little bit of both. You get to help the future generation, but also at the same time, the only way to teach it is to do it.
Page might just want to quit. I'm all about thinking about the future. Don't take too many of those just straight hands across the chest.
Oh, yeah, I'm guessing he's not going to be breastfeeding anytime soon.
And again, a terrific way to fight back. Beautiful side Russian leg sweep, win with a cover. 1, 2.
See, that's a move you don't see very often anymore, and I don't know why, because it's a classic, great move. I'm a big fan of it.
I've seen it twice tonight.
Twice tonight.
Beastman threw one earlier on.
It's like these guys are studying film, watching each other.
Now Page, though, still
He's a little cocky.
jawing with the folks in the front row, trying to make that kind of connection. He said he's smarter than Eric Ely is, and he's going to roll. That's exactly how he put it. Into the anniversary show after tonight. Trying to break the hand and turn the fingers the opposite way. Look, smart move, though, I think, on his part, because he put the knee across the throat.
That's right, and while he's busy doing that, he's got the old phalange pliers applied there and going to take him out right at the cartilage.
Not the biggest slap, and probably part of that reason why we talked about a second ago with the hand.
Oh, he's just standing on the hand there. That's a good way to keep him there.
Look at the way that the elbow is torqued.
Oh.
Kicked him right on the back side of it. It's very hard to slap me when you can't move your hand.
No, not just that. I didn't realize that there was a front side of the elbow. I always thought they called that the crook of the arm.
They do. Sometimes it's by hook.
You've been in by, yes.
Page up top, went for the high cross body and the roll through.
Oh.
Ely showed his strength. How about that? Look at the all-the-way slam.
There you go.
Page has to fall all the way back into the corner.
Dan Ryan got him a little fall away slam and a prostate check in there.
Looking like Mike Madonna, the former Dallas Star that he shares a hometown with, just trying to hockey check him.
Oh.
Swing and a miss. And you gotta like the smart follow-up by Page.
Yep, a nice chicken wing over that top rope and just keep beating on that elbow. Keep taking something out of him. Eventually, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing that arm.
He's gonna have to take a trip down the street to the hospital. He can take his pick. There's 2 within a couple minutes.
Well, now they got that. I just saw that new underpass they built there. quite impressed.
Page, again, is spending a lot of time, though, not concentrating on his opponent and concentrating on the folks in the front row. See if that ends up haunting him as this match goes on. Ely trying to break that hold there as he ducks up and under with a version of a shoulder tackle. And it wasn't so much a shoulder tackle that time as he just bullied him down. Ely going for another fall-away slam. Got just as much of this one. Page now reeling back into the corner as Ely trying to find a way to put this match away.
If he's going to find a way, he better stay on and not give that man a chance to recover at all.
Shades of one of his mentors in Mysterious Movado there with the splash into the corner.
See, there you go. That might be one of your mistakes right there, is having Movado as a mentor.
He's teamed up as sort of a rookie and a pro thing up in Michigan. Movado is his pro.
That's kind of how they did Detroit Lions for a long time.
Huh. That's how the Browns do their front office.
You're right. I don't know who the pro was, but
trying to get his cardio in. He slipped on his way around.
Fall down, go boom.
Big a foot to the face, though. And I believe that's from where Beastman took the Gatorade in the last match.
Could have been
1 and 2 and not the 3.
But clean up in aisle 1.
Got to get Joe Kopaz and the crew on that. He hit that puddle coming around third base. Not a lot of times you see that.
Oh my God, I think he's going to make it.
Yeah, he's out by an eyelash. Ely now trying to, I guess, wake up his own shoulder as it was beaten on by Page earlier on, and he went right back to it. That finger lock now. I'm impressed with the combinations that Page is able to get, how he gets from one move to the other.
He's doing pretty well with that, and I think that's something you don't get to see a lot of anymore, is that old submission wrestling. That's nice to see.
A big slam. Put him down. I thought he was going scoop slam at first. 1, 2, and 3. No. But sort of the way it kind of caught him as more of a driver than anything. Put his full body weight on it.
Hello, Michinoku slam.
Kind of like a scoop slam Michinoku combination.
Yeah. I'm confused.
Back up on top, maybe looking to put away the future here. Page, I don't know that he knows where he's at right now.
He's not in Michigan, I'll tell you that.
Full head of steam and up.
That was a nice little move right there.
Right back to, he just split the fingers. Oh, he did it again. Can't imagine that's going to feel good.
Oh, it doesn't feel good at all. I tell you, you wouldn't think it's something so simple could do that to you, but that'll put you down.
Choking out Ely with the arm underneath his own chin.
Is he tapping? Is that what he's doing? Is he tapping?
I think he was trying to crawl.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good smart move right there.
Beautiful transition from Page. Still with that arm, and he's got his own arms locked underneath. There's nowhere that Ely can go right now as Joe Kopaz.
Oh, there's somewhere he can go. I believe they call it night-night.
Well, that's true. Kopaz now will check. He got one, and he's out. Page able to hold on and pick up this victory.
That's right. The Sandman has come early. Put him to sleep.
Well, then, I guess that would be the future is now.
It remains to be seen, I think.
The future has got his chance on February the 8th to do something at a 6-man match at what the hell?
Oh, what is that? It's Ripper Blackheart.
Why in the world is he here? I believe he's scouting. He's not had a real good go of it lately.
He hasn't. Not since I left him.
Said something about Indiana. He was muttering earlier as I walked by him.
He was muttering? Yeah. He's one hell of a
money. Well, he just...
What did he give me? What did he give me? I can't see it. That man's big head's in the way.
He got him... Well, he handed Page an envelope and said, "Come with me." sounds so vile that he lost his first name.
That's why I said raise. What? Raise the roof. Raise your standards. Raise your game.
I think it's Ray's going to kick you in the face. I think is exactly how that goes.
Well, he's not kicking me in the face. He might kick somebody in the face tonight, but it's not going to be me.
I'll tell you what, there's going to be a hell of an effort. The guy that's about to come out, he kicks him in the face. Fans don't like the smoke that comes with Rays.
Well, they seem to like sitting out there and vaping and smoking and all that stuff.
And the fans already know who it is. Returned a couple of months ago here to War Wrestling after some time off. Came back at Blood, Sweat, and Fears, the Suplex Shogun.
These guys started out really high. I mean, we were all over the building, all over the city, all over the county. Then, I don't know what happened. Did they get a restraining order? Was Jackson, did he have an ankle monitor and had to stay home? I don't know. What was going on?
The Suplex Shogun, who about a year ago was fighting Dusty Dillinger, then came back in October, took on Rays. Like you said, they fought right past us.
Right there.
I think they left to try to go to QP and came back.
Yep.
Refers to himself as an abnormality, does Jackson Stone. He slimmed down a little bit too, as he's normally fueled by suplexes.
And Rice. But both these guys try that whole intimidation thing. I mean, neither one is willing to give an inch towards the other.
I'll tell you what, though, just two guys that, if I was outside that night in October here outside this building, I saw them coming, I'm taking off. Forget about that. You watch these two guys come near you?
I don't even have to see it. I just hear something.
Thank you. You'd probably hear him yelling Shogun.
That'd be enough right there. I don't need to see nothing. Because where there's smoke, there's fire.
Ray's the 5'11", 220, 33-year-old. Oh, wow.
Right out of the gate.
And the power of the Suplex Shogun, and back to the well again. Up and over the head. 1990 Scott Steiner called, and he said that was nice.
Holy cow.
Fans firmly behind the Shogun. He's looking German now. Suplexes from all across the world. Rays with a back elbow, and he ducks out.
They're the world, Nandy suplexes.
Smartest thing he can do is get away from that guy. Rays, though, baited him in. The kick to the midsection. I should say near the midsection.
What do you mean? Baited him? What, was he waving something in front of him? What, did he have a little Twix bar, left Twix, right Twix? What was it?
I think he was playing possum a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you. He was perpetrating being hurt.
Threw him right into that metal barrier. Again, you come and you buy front row seats here in War, there's a good chance there's going to be a 200-plus pound man thrown your way. You better be ready.
Well,
don't be on your phone.
That at home too.
Rays now mocking in the Shogun chant from this crowd. It's amazing, already 2020. And another suplex, big German.
Oh. They put him right there, right on the top of his shoulders. Now, how much damage this early on in the match is somebody like Ray's going to be able to take on that back?
I would say not much more.
There's some front side damage. Oh, that'll crack a rib.
It'd be hard, I would think, not only to breathe, but to pick up another 230-pound individual and throw him if you can't breathe.
You're dang right, boy. I'll tell you what, you can't breathe, you can't do anything.
Rays has won pretty much any title of any company he's ever been in. Has not ascended up the ladder yet here in War, though. Hasn't held a title, said that's part of his game plan for 2020. First, he's got to get through the Shogun, who it appears at any point in this match can just pick him up and throw him wherever he wants.
He's pretty much demonstrated that.
He's able to fight back, try to slow the pace. Said he's got this one in hand. 1, 2 as he was counting along.
Well, maybe he should use whatever's in his hand and slap him down a little bit or something.
Ray's has fought some sick individuals over the years. Ricky Shane Page, and maybe learned a little bit. John Moxley, Aaron Williams. You learn a little bit from everybody, and you can see little aspects. I can't imagine there's anybody who taught him that. I don't see a lot of those guys throwing a lot of those kind of suplexes.
No, you don't. Not too much these days. And I'll tell you, they're as athletic and gymnastic as things look for them. It's nothing like some old school, raw horsepower, picking a man up, throwing him down as hard as you can.
Shogun just repeatedly during this series of matches between these two has been able to do exactly that. Hit the low bridge, and on his way out goes Shogun. Ray's able to roll out. He's had that new lease on life. It's kind of a different attitude since he's come back to war after the summer.
Well, you got to look out for them leases. They got them big fees at the end.
You got to look out for Shogun, too, because he's heading this way. If we could keep them anywhere but near us.
Come on, I'd be all right with that. As long as they stay where I'm happy.
Again, you already know the power of the Shogun. You probably are good.
I have.
Probably rearranged. You didn't have to go to a chiropractor after.
That's the reason I did have to go.
Fighting right back outside. Love to see that, Dr. Bill. You should have seen what happened.
You should see the boat he has.
Your doctor?
Yes, say SS Dusty.
I would imagine.
And the S's are dollar signs.
Quite a few of us. What is... Rays, this is not a no DQ match.
Looked like he was saying something there to Slick Rick.
I was worried for Rick for a second.
Like, hey, look at that.
He put the chair in play. Now, he's being admonished about why he can't use it. To be honest with you, I don't think Rays cares. He's being told right now, don't do it. It'll be a disqualification. But if he swings...
Look at that. Look at that. Oh!
Setting one up for the other. Rays with the roll-up. 1, 2, and just like that, he picks up the 3.
Oh, man. He threw that kick up there, then his little testy Shogun up in his belly.
That is a veteran move right there for Rays, who now has to feel like the smartest guy in the room.
Well, looking around, present company excluded, he may be onto something.
I wants to talk to the camera. He just cheated.
What did you think was going to happen?
It's the second time in this series of matches that he's done it.
Not talking no sweet nothings to the dang camera, though. Hell, JL might have himself a date. We don't know. Somebody's going to call him soon, though. That little thing will light up. One ring-a-dingy.
Shogun just figured out. Look, the referee headed for the hills.
Like, what happened?
Shogun again, just manhandling Rays.
A little side belly to belly there almost, but who knows what he had up there with him.
And really, he added to it because he fell on top of him. Went for a T-bone suplex, but Rays trying to get the heck out of Dodge. Might be better that he does just that. Rays just, I don't know what's going on here. You can see that Shogun not happy.
I think he asked for a microphone. Does he know how to say? Can he not say anything else without Shogun?
Shogun hurt. Oh.
It was a failure to communicate, right?
Seems to me, you just like keep on loving hitting shoulder below the belt every single time you meet.
Unless he had a belt.
Find yourself a little cheap edge. So, you want to establish dominance. You want to show yourself that you're the best at war. How about this? Hey, boy, the anniversary show. I'm proposing a suplex show challenge.
What does that mean?
I don't know. What did anything he said mean?
Fans are behind it. I don't think they care what it means.
First one to 5.
5 what?
First one to 5 suplexes.
5 suplexes.
Proves that they're
I thought everything went in 3s.
You know, show us this suplex ass. 10 times over.
That's twice as many as he needs.
So by the end of the night, they all in the chair. Shoulder, gut, shoulder, gut, shoulder.
Well, I sure hope they don't do that all night.
How is Reyes going to suplex the Shogun, who's near 300 pounds, 5 times?
Well, he did have that abdominal surgery. Oh, like a penguin.
Maybe I'll get my answer.
What you think? You think I gotta cheat? Kid, you got another thing coming. I don't cheat. I just do what I have to do to win.
Which breaks the rules.
So,
Well,
you want
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
It's not what these people want to see.
Well, don't ask them. They don't know what they want. That's why they have elected officials.
I'll give you what you want, but it'll be the same outcome. Reyes will win.
Well, I guess that's that. February the 8th in this building, the Shogun Suplex Challenge match.
That's shaping up to be a hell of a night.
Both guys trying to prove that they're the big stud on their suplexes. 5 times will win.
An interesting moment just happened out in the ring. After the match, an incredible match between Reyes and Jackson Stone. A match in which Reyes won, by the way. Reyes.
Jackson Stone, you want to challenge me, Reyes, the catalyst, to a suplex showdown? Listen, I'm going to only tell you one more time. I win because I'm willing to do whatever, and I mean whatever it takes. And I think that's all you need to know.
Like Venus Williams got a haircut.
I don't know what Papadigo just said, but took a swing at the guy in the front row, ripped up the program, and it nearly ended up back here.
I saw that coming. I thought maybe he spit his gum out in there and was getting rid of it. Which I feel,
Security here's not doing a good job.
well, they haven't done a good job since the mid-2000s.
So they're returning at Papadingo,
That's when they were buying tickets.
taking on a guy who just returned a couple of months ago, and a former War Wrestling Tag Team Champion, and a 13-year veteran in Chris Hall.
That's right, a much slimmer Chris Hall. And you know what they say, when they say they're a big person, they're cute if they drop some weight. Chris Hall right there, he's a shining example of that not being true.
He hit Transformation Tuesday hard a couple of days ago.
Well, he sure did.
This is,
Still got that looks like one of them little things on Mario Brothers on the back of his head. The little mushrooms.
like a Koopa?
Yeah.
All right. You say that from back here, though.
Oh, I said it to his face. I swear to God I will.
You have in the past, it didn't work out.
Go ahead. It didn't work out for him.
A fascinating match, though, on paper, because I hope they reinforce the ring. Ooh.
Man, a lot of people. Look at Papa Dingo and they underestimate him. That man is a savage, plain and simple.
He ripped Blackheart out of House and Home so bad he had to give him away to Mr. Hooks.
Yeah. And you see Hooks is like, you know what? Let's go.
I think Hooks quit. He said, I ain't paying that bill anymore.
Yeah. I can't afford to kick.
The cinder block right and left hands from Hall. Wow. Boumaier with the shoulder block.
My God, he put him down. Do you see how fast that man was put down?
Hall just took out 400 pounds.
Well, that's not the first time he's been to my family.
Wow. These are Hall of Fame jokes in a month.
Man, you get them all. You get them all today, man. You always get a Hall of Fame performance from Dusty Dillon.
I had Papa Dingo listed at 6'3", 330. Apparently 330 was a couple weeks ago.
The 330 was dinner time.
Good kick.
He got his leg all the way up there.
That was the side of the temple that staggered Hall.
Well, that could be from Hungary. I'm not sure.
You can get the Silverback Chris Hall t-shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com. You might need to tell him that you ordered it right now because that right hand nearly ripped apart his chest.
You're right there.
Oh, no. No, you people might want to move.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what Papa Dingo's thinking of, but...
You were talking about 200-pound man earlier. I don't think they're waiting for something like this.
Every time Papa Dingo... Oh, no. Yeah, you guys might want to move. Look, Joe Kopaz cannot help you out. Yeah, here comes... Wait, where'd Papa Dingo go? Wait, no, he's coming the other way. No, we're going to need to move. Wait a minute, no! Lord! The hip right to the face.
Well, Chris Hall's retired again.
Boumaier, indeed. Someone call the cops.
He should have kept some of that weight.
Or a cleanup crew.
Somebody call his mama.
I don't think she's going to help at this point.
Oh, Joe.
Look, he just...
Ball in the head.
Yeah, I was going to say like a basketball.
A little bit of a furry one, but yeah, basketball nonetheless.
Hall now. How many times have you seen someone come in and in a 5-minute span just dismantle Chris Hall?
I have not seen that. I'm here to tell you right now.
Swing and a miss and maybe a broken hand for Papa Dingo. Oh, wow. No way.
Oh! Well, the spine just went right on the edge of that apron, which there's no give. None at all.
Well, there might be after part of it was sunken in.
Yep, you're right.
After that. Good Lord.
Just think the weight he's going to gain being in the wheelchair.
Someone's going to, Big Daddy Dudley's Lumber Company's getting a call, I would imagine.
Somebody's going to sit and spoon feeding.
Tom Williams on line 1. St. Rita's on line 2. Look, Papa Dingo is out. Hall setting up. All the way to the second rope and down the Vader bomb.
Nice little tribute. Oh, but see, you're not Vader. Nice little tribute there to Vader. One of the better big men out there.
Better? I'd say one of the best.
Yeah.
Plus he was on Boy Meets World.
Had it not been for that old Paul Orndorff thing.
Helmet, though, didn't really help out. Oh, imagine if he can hit this F5. It'd be the biggest that he's been able to. Oh, my God. Halfway up on the shoulders. Now Hall, good center of gravity. Able to fight back in the
what is it?
wrestling moves.
Is he choking on something? He's got a bone in his throat? Well, yeah. You're not supposed to give the animals bones.
Swing and a miss from Hall. And here, big crossbody we saw with Beastman earlier. That might be a bigger one.
Good Lord. And he had him down, skin to skin. Well, it was a cheetah skin on the skin of his head.
Cheetah print to skin? That might be Hall now.
For the first time in a long time here, somebody's got Chris Hall with some body scissors.
Think about how...
Yeah, this will be the first time ever.
I was going to say how much power you have to have in your own legs to be able to pull that off.
You're right. That's a lot of equator to traverse.
Papa Dingo now with those clubbing blows right across the face of Hall as he tries to squeeze the life out of him. Fans behind Chris Hall, and again, you never know. The last handful of anniversary shows have sort of been back and forth with him. People have been happy for a little bit, not so much at other times.
Yeah. I don't know how his family feels.
Now the point of the elbow driven into the leg, and they snap right across the temple.
Good Lord. You see the way his head whipped back? His hair was whipping back and forth.
There's Jaden Smith. Papadingo now back up.
He slapped himself in the face.
On the shoulders.
Oh!
And a Samoan drop.
I don't think he's Samoan.
I don't think he is either, but that's what it's called.
He just told you what he is. He blew
Maya
it
again. Right now it's Rumble, young man, Rumble.
All right. That's right. Somebody make him a plate.
Or a run. Oh, look at the distance, though. That is a long way where Chris Hall is, or where Papadingo wants to be.
You're exactly right. And, you know, I don't want to be somebody to say stuff, but he's not me.
That is a lot of tension on those ropes.
Certainly was. And there, Chris Hall, he about got wore out having to cover all that distance just to cut him off.
We saw Hall earlier on attempt an F5, and he couldn't get enough of Papadingo. He's maybe thinking about an avalanche version of it here.
Oh, good Lord, this would be a big FU. That's what that'd be.
I believe that you're correct in some circles. Papadingo now.
Oh.
Where is this going?
Oh.
Look at the ropes in the post.
I'll tell you where it's going. It's going right down the street to the hospital. That's where it's going.
All up top in the I'm with those guys.
You could see the shockwave leave the center of the ring from the epicenter and went out and took out these people. Messed their hair all up. Beards are parted.
I know the Red Cross is across the street, but somebody might end up over there. Up on the shoulders. Wow.
Oh, look at that. He's got some strength.
A 400-pound man on his shoulders.
He's got some cleavage, too.
And down with the F5. 1, 2, 3.
Good Lord.
Chris Hall with a massive win.
Well, I'd go take me an Epsom salt bath right now.
Take 3 or 4 guys to scrape Papadingo out of there.
Well, he'd probably let him. That's the kind of mood he's going to be in.
And it brings up an interesting question, too. What does this win mean for Chris Hall going forward, going towards the anniversary show?
Well, you know, I got to say, as long as he's been going, is getting a victory over somebody like Papadingo enough to start putting you in the mix of stuff, or you could say that he's a legit contender. Let's not be hasty. This is third match. Third match in what, over a year?
When we're angry, that's what it's all. Think about it. We're coming for revenge, and we're coming for you.
Hate the sin, but love the sinner. All my Taylor is trying to do to you people is help you. He wants to share his love with each and every one of you. He wants you to listen to his words, to comprehend them, which I know. Comprehension is a hard word for you people to understand, but just shut your mouths! Shut your mouths! Put down your cell phones! Put down
noticeable by his absence, Matthew Taylor.
Where is he?
I don't know, but who is the new member? That answers that question.
Holy cow. Well, I suppose this goes like any other soap opera titles.
Matthew Taylor.
No big awards. Susan Lucci didn't win shit.
Says that he has someone new coming to join him for a christening of forgiveness. We thought we were going to see it earlier on when he opened the show. That was apparently not to be, and I guess that's what's happening right now.
Open his sister's closet.
The question is, who's under the mask?
Yeah, at this point, nothing would surprise me.
Matthews apparently picked some dandelions while he was gone.
Yeah, there could be some big Papa Plum. Those are daisies, by the way, or a buttercup. No, but yeah.
Found some more wine.
Well, religion isn't worth the salt if you don't have no drinking.
So says the Hall of Famer.
So shall come. First time he said that.
A strong statement. Shouldn't he forgive anybody? Wow.
I'll tell you, this seems to be a different little attitude right here. He's a bit more exuberant.
I think forgiveness is about to take on a whole new meaning for Matthew Taylor. We still don't know who exactly is in the ring with the Revolution.
I'm just wondering if there's a lot of drool up under that mask.
Matthew Taylor not in a real great mood, and he's not going to be.
Oh, you got India's music.
It says, "Welcome to my house."
That's a hell of a dining room.
I don't think this is the kind of forgiveness that he's looking for.
Well, you know, he does got some beef there.
Matt Taylor attacked the owner of this company. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute.
Hey, what's up? Wait.
He was out here earlier on, but these are two guys who, speaking of forgiveness, probably not going to forgive Matthew Taylor.
They're going to forgive this entrance music.
See, what you gentlemen don't know is that there were some emergency meetings this week for the World Wrestling Board of Directors. And
Read it on Facebook. It's got to be true.
I was there.
General manager.
What?
What? I thought he was retired.
Oh, this is not going to sit well with the guiding light.
Well, you know what, Nick? It rhymes with trick.
So unfortunately, Tom, because the way you spoke last month is not a way that a representative of ours should be speaking. So unfortunately, I have to suspend you indefinitely.
It's like high school all over again.
Or the last 5 times he's been suspended.
Oh, you're going to give me a live mic now. That's our leader.
Get your money's worth.
Business, and I totally respect it. And the board of directors did the right thing because I'm not in my right mind because of certain people.
He means Matthew Taylor.
But here's the truth of the matter, Nicholas. I respect the board of directors' decision, and I respect your decision because no matter what, if I'm out here or in the back, I'm still World Wrestling.
That's the cleanest interview he's ever given.
It is.
I see you gentlemen in there doing a lot of smiling.
I think you're on drugs.
I feel like there's some butt coming.
Revolution, you guys are going to have a match at the anniversary show.
We're lucky.
I think it should be a tornado tag team match. Let me show you your opponents.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Wait a minute.
The Scarecrow, Tin Man, Cali Line.
Guy running the music is a little behind back there. Uh-oh. Here comes Movado. Oh, and here it comes. Beastman in tow. An angry beast after earlier on as he straight right hands. But again, Matthew Taylor left in the ring to his own devices with his new, I don't know what you want to say, protege.
I don't know what it is, but Movado making a big mistake. Just punching the man in the breadbasket and the big ball of dough. Ain't gonna hurt a man there. He's coming out of suit pants and a yellow mask.
And 2 guys in the ring together, and this is dangerous for Nick.
It might could be. Must have AT&T.
T-Mobile? Sprint?
I guess 4G hasn't made it here yet to Lima, Ohio. It's Cricket Wireless.
Oh, that's a good purchase.
That's been time.
Right off on his early part of the Texas.
Last month, I told you that you didn't want to do that at the time, and that there will be consequences.
Repercussions.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him get touched once.
If history has shown us anything, those declarations do not work well.
No.
You're going to be locked inside a 15-foot-high steel cage.
Well, that's nothing new for him.
No, not at all.
About the 3rd year in a row.
Got some, there's some wild dogs on the outside of that cage. Oh, I wonder who it is.
What? Jimmy's back!
That's his front.
We thought he was here earlier, but he hit him with a spear. Take that with your guiding light.
Hey, the guiding light being mounted and pounded.
Matthew Taylor.
Jimmy working this like it's the Motel 6.
Paying for his sins. We thought he was here earlier, but he's here now. No shame in the fact that he just destroyed the guiding light.
Somebody might want to check that bulb. Look a little dim.
You can't run. You can't hide. There's no more guy like you, Matt Taylor. Because best friend, when you're in the ring with no shame, Jimmy Shane, it's going to be hell on earth.
It'll be a much different Matthew Taylor than the last time he was in a cage here in this building in World Wrestling.
Right now, that's a much different Jimmy Shane we've seen in a long time, and I'm for one am glad to see it.
Last time we saw Jimmy Shane, he was decked out in all white in a cage, and it ended up with blood across it. The blood that he's looking for next month is that of Matthew Taylor.
Backstage right now with the guiding light, Matthew Taylor. And Matthew, Jimmy Shane just made a pretty big return out there, and I'm willing to bet that it caught you off guard and you don't look too happy.
Jimmy, you and I are best friends. I would never betray you like you did me tonight. War wrestling wants to lock me inside of a steel cage like I am some animal. No, I am not an animal. I am a bringer of peace. I am a pacifist. I cannot stand violence, and this is how you want to treat me. War Wrestling 17, Lima, Ohio. Jimmy Shane, my best friend. I won't fight you. I love you.
Guiding light, Matthew Taylor. Ever since September, ever since you turned your back on me, you've been spreading this hate speech. You've been talking about how you've seen the light, how things are better for you. And you finally realized you were right, Matt. I am everything you said I am. See, when I come down to it, no shame, Jimmy Shane, this guy right here, I'm not you. See, I don't play by the rules. I'm not a good role model. I'm not the kind of guy people should look up to. See, when it comes down to it, I cuss, I cheat, I drink, I fight, and I do it pretty damn well. So next month, when we're inside a 15-foot high steel cage, I'm gonna do all those things pretty damn well. Because congratulations, Matt Taylor, you just woke up the damn devil within me. And I'll see you in hell.
Championship.
The old school San Francisco 49ers coach, huge Niners fan, has been in the back, holed up all night, watching the game on her phone. Is much happier now as she comes out to defend the second reign of her War Wrestling Women's title run here. As the 49ers, last I saw, were up 27-10.
And they've moved on. You know, it's only natural, though, you know, that the land person's going to like the 49ers. That's where most of them crossed in. So they just got to go into the natural.
My mom loved them when Joe Montana was there.
Yeah, well, you know, Joe, I don't think Joe had any Latin heritage or anything, but he was a Catholic.
But a fascinating read out of the greater Chicago area, Paloma Star, a lot of time in Texas, and a 49ers fan, a little bit all over the map. However, there is one geographic region that is not a fan of Paloma Star, and that would be the folks here in Lima, Ohio.
Well, you know, they're always afraid of what they don't understand, so she starts talking in that gibberish, whatever they call it.
Spanish?
Yeah, tomato. It kind of frightens them a bit, and I think that, you know, the Holy Cross is coming again.
A lot of Bengals fans probably still not over those 80 Super Bowls right now.
Well, I don't think the Bengals have any fans left.
They're all on the Joe Burrow train.
Victory and Nikki. Golly.
Interesting contrast in styles in this matchup, too. The more high flyer of the two, Nikki Victory, and the more cerebral, the takedown, slowdown artist in Paloma Star. And you know, it doesn't matter who's been in there with Paloma. It's kind of a you give the devil her due sort of thing. She has taken them all out. The Queen of War and the two-time reigning champion.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like we should have Survivor doing a theme song here. Here we got United States, East versus West, man against man, woman against woman.
Paloma's busy too. I believe she's got
country against country.
She's got a full weekend too. I believe she's somewhere out Wisconsin or Minnesota or somewhere tomorrow.
They do have the annual cheeseburger festival going on out there, and I understand she's going to guest judge it.
That's what it is, but I believe she's defending that belt in a handful of different places. And first time that she's defending it here.
Yeah, she was Miss Cheese Curd of 2018.
I don't think that you'll say that. You continue to say that. Cody Jones is lurking somewhere around here.
She's got them all. She don't understand anything I'm saying anyhow.
So the War Women's title on the line, and down it goes Nikki Victory. Paloma Star, the reigning champ at her first defense, the 11-year veteran, and you learn a lot from your trainers if they're going to take down here. Quick one as Paloma powers out, but her trainers,
right on the pretty
Cody
face.
Jones and Taz, you're going to learn a couple of things.
Well, yeah.
Great roll up. How will the quick one count again?
I don't know. I don't see big lifts on her boots.
But for the arm drag, Paloma did not acquiesce to what she wanted, tried a version of her own.
That's right. She used a little bit of her rump drag.
Nikki able, though, to flip the wrist and able to keep that wrist control. Paloma, it's a different way to get there, but effective nonetheless.
That's right. Got it out. Look at that. Going right back at that wrist.
You don't win beauty pageant points in a wrestling match.
No, but you know, how's she supposed to carry her little what do they call that, little coach handbag with her chihuahua in it?
Well,
She messes up that wrist.
We've seen her continue to fight a handful of different people. We saw Shauna Reed last month. Still has her jacket.
That's a sore subject. That's a sore subject.
I was told not to mention that backstage.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I forgot about the moratorium on that. Punched her right in the face.
I think it's a language barrier might have tripped her on that one right there.
Nikki Victory up top. Cross body, but Paloma caught her. And it looks like Paloma angry as she tries to get Nikki up on the shoulders.
Get that over. What are the chances we see that move back there again?
Goes for the cover, hooks the outside leg, 1-2.
I believe it. There you go.
There you go.
Which kind of reminds me, puts me in a little bit of mind in Moolah. Moolah had one of the meanest streaks running through her, but still at the same time, a great technical wrestler who a lot of women paid money to learn from, who ended up being on the receiving end of all that punishment and all that, shall we say, je ne sais quoi.
Word of the Day calendar is really paying off in 2020.
It is. I want to thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. If it wasn't from Paloma, you wouldn't be able to read any of it.
Oh, yeah, Cinco de Mayo. It's on
Nikki Victory put her entire weight on the shoulders, but Paloma's still able to power out at one.
Well, I mean, you're talking about, what, 100 pounds if she's lucky? That's if she's got her pockets full of rocks.
So that's pretty close out of Metropolis. I believe it's in the greater Cincinnati area.
Oh, I thought that's where Wonder Woman was from.
I think it's right on the border near Kentucky. Or where the Joe's Crab Shack's at.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the other side of the river.
Okay, I got you.
Paloma, though, right back. Smart ring positioning in that you see how the legs are folded under, and she was able to keep Nikki Victory from just immediately reaching out to the ropes.
Right, however, you know, she did those parts, she just drug it right back to the center of the ring, take all down. Oh, there you go, baby. Look at that.
Well, that'll do.
Oh, she looked pleased with herself.
The guy in the front row didn't like it.
Yeah.
2 count on the hook of the inside leg.
The guy in the front row wasn't Cody Jones.
He's backstage preparing for his own fight, and boy, oh boy, does he have a fight coming his way.
Well, I did hear he came home a little late, so he might have hell to pay later on the night.
Taking on a Voodoo King as the open hand slap.
That's just almost disrespectful right there, and I believe in her country of Ecuador, it is an insult.
I think she said, "Yo soy Paloma."
No, I do not. I have soy allergies.
I am Paloma.
No, I have soy allergies.
You need Duolingo. Reversal Victory didn't get the.
She may do there.
Didn't get the leverage she was looking for. Still, though, able to continue.
Oh!
The head scissors drop Paloma right on the front.
And a head scissor pile driver right there. I think she broke her neck.
Looking for that Tonio stunner right now. Watch her swing around and try to drop Paloma on her head again, but it's the clothesline from the champion.
Touch your hair.
Goes for the cover. Smart move. 1, 2, and just a 2 count.
He's blatantly choking her right in front of the referee.
I think at this point it's kind of one of those things where she's the champ, she doesn't care. She gets disqualified, she doesn't lose the title.
I'd say it's disrespectful to the referee, even though he is but a young child.
I don't think that there's one thing that Paloma cares about, it's the referee.
Well, that's true. She doesn't care about you, so.
A couple months ago when the crowd chanted USA at her, she said, "I'm from Chicago."
Well, they do teach geography in them citizenship classes. So.
Wow. Up with the shoulders and the scoop slam. Pulls her right back to the center of the ring. Ring positioning. And barely a 2 count for the champion.
That's exactly what I was talking about, ring positioning.
And Paloma Star, the second time around, won the belt back at the Queen of War the first Friday night in December here in this building.
Darn interesting.
Main event. First time that a woman has main evented a War anniversary show or any show for War Wrestling, as far as I know. Breaker.
There is none. Well, you know, though, Heather Owens was in on that match as well. And Heather Owens, like we said, going into the Hall of Fame.
That's what I was going to say, was she had to put up a hell of a fight because of who she was in the ring with.
Damn right, that woman is fought tooth and nail.
They used a banana, a newspaper, a box. There were some canes. Had some spikes on them. You go back and watch that match and just watch what both of those women, as Victory lines up the clothesline, didn't get all of it to take Paloma down off her feet. But you can watch what each one of those women were able to put each other or willing to put themselves through to win that match. Heartbreaker.
I know Heather Owens, I know she's willing to put herself through. She's been married to Ed for a long time. That woman has suffered for her art.
And he stuttered down to the floor.
Like an unprettier.
Right down. Didn't catch all of it, but got enough that the face of Paloma Star bounced off the mat. But that's the thing. You look and you think about the women's division in War Wrestling, and a lot of the credit for that, the championship that Paloma holds now, is because of Heather Owens.
You're right.
She had to fight guys like yourself for years and showed she could do it. And then War decided, let's find you someone of your own gender to fight, is now the extra help out of the knee pads.
Oh, look at that.
Referee caught it.
Well, you want to talk about the evolution of a division? Well, we had the likes of Madison Rain come through here. Oh, look at that. ODB.
On the face buster.
Put it right in there for her. Oh, she's got her pin. The referee's over there.
Referee is trying to get rid of the object that Paloma had.
Well, it's a shame John don't speak enough damn English. He can understand what the hell to do with something like that.
I think John is proposing to the referee. Turn around, ref. Oh, a tribute to Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, well, thick as thieves they are, you know, those people.
Champions. And they ring a disqualification? Come on, Logan.
I thought he died at the end of that movie.
You got a new movie.
Oh.
It's the young
singing and dancing
official here. Spoiler alert.
She didn't lose.
Look at Nikki Victory almost pleading with Slick Rick not to make that announcement. It's that finite thing that separates the champion and the challenger.
Yeah.
So Paloma Star is the winner by disqualification.
Well, I'll tell you though, well, here's the thing, though, she's the winner by being smart.
Tell you what though, shout out to Joaquin Phoenix. He ought to give his Golden Globe to Paloma Star for the acting job she's doing. The Joker in the middle of the ring right now. Still the War Women's Champion.
Well, there she is, your Midnight Toker.
Let her pop right back up.
In the Mexican coat. Real sugar. She said she wanted that haircut and that color. I really like her to make a big mess of tamales or something. The period what?
Pretty Purple Robe, which was last I saw was being worn by Joe Kopaz.
Oh, I'd use Bernie.
Wait a minute. I'm not quite sure that the thing that she wants
is that Winger?
Oh, Nick's back.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to be able to get enough of this.
No, I don't want you.
I'm not going to be able to get enough of this right here.
To be fair, though, I don't think that's the first woman today that said that to me.
True story. Oh. Well, talk about getting the piercing.
Ooh.
She ordering lunch. Are we getting food? Are we getting delivery?
She just said something.
I'm pretty sure she's down anything on the pole.
Well, shoot your mouth off in any language and you'll get what's coming to you.
Well, I say Virginia's for lovers, they don't seem to be late.
Not even ready. We talked about earlier on about what kind of thing that Ripper plays in a rivalry, but wow. He and Gino not even waiting anything remotely close to their introduction or the bell.
Three referees out here trying to maintain some semblance of order, and not a single one of them able to do it.
Gino with that chain, Ripper with a cane.
He doesn't even have a limp.
And Gino, who started here in 2018 and wore, Ripper said, "You don't know what's coming, Brandon. You're lucky you've got a horseshoe up your behind because you fought Gino and lived to tell about it. After Saturday night, that will no longer be true."
I rode in the car 6 hours, Gino, and lived to tell about it. I feel like I covered something, because we had just left the dang Shoney's breakfast buffet.
I still question, though, a guy who is as violent as Day is, why wearing a tie in a match is a good idea. Up and down.
Well, you can't tell your kids something they got to learn for their own.
Sleep with the fishes is what he was screaming out. Get easy to do when the three referees try to keep you from destroying your opponent with a chain. And again, these sleeves underneath your shoe, and Ripper Blackheart, anyone's shoe.
Yelling out, he gained alignment and did what he came to do.
Is that his own issues?
I said Brandon Day got a little trickle of blood coming out of that. Actually, it's the border a little bit.
That's a lot. Gino now, again, he assaulted Brandon Day before the bell even rang. The bell has not even rang for what was supposed to be this match.
Yeah.
I try not to.
Hang on, night. I like to see it. Bleeding, breathe heavy? I don't know what he's talking about.
So get beaten up is what he's been doing.
So far, that's what he's done.
This is not a good thing right now. I understand the hatred between these two, but I'm not 100% sure about the mindset of Brandon Day right now.
Well, you know how we get as we get a little older, we get a little senile, we get to the point where we just don't care anymore.
So saith the Hall of Famer.
That's right. So saith Bob.
Hey, who's doing your induction, by the way?
I'm
not a friend yet?
on that. I'm not going to weigh in on that. I'll let that be a little bit
Put it on Twitter. Show up on February 8th and find out.
That's right, that's right.
Gino, you got to imagine this is just kind of academic in a matter of time.
Well, you got to imagine this is him feeling a little cocky about something. Well, here's what I'm going to warn. Don't.
Brandon Day, of course, the reason why there's no more corruption in War Wrestling.
Oh, it's not. He was just the first quitter.
He was the guy who got the pin to disband corruption before they left you by the side of the road.
How'd I get that? I remember that.
And then you
was a little foggy there.
Found a different ride, I guess. Brandon Day also won a 4-way at Blood, Sweat, and Fears where he beat Gino Del Capo, Chris Hall, the returning Chris Hall in that match, and Beastman. Didn't know how that one was going to go.
You know, it didn't go the way of some of the 4-ways I've seen and been in on.
Look, Brandon Day is out on his feet. Big back suplex by Gino and not going for the cover.
Flat on his back there. Oh!
Flat on his back against the chest of Brandon Day here.
Good Lord.
And still, just a 2 count.
I don't even know how he's going to do that because they had to rush all the air out because Gino's got to be, what, 250, 60, 70, 80, 300. I don't know what he is, but he's certainly not light.
Gino spent some time upstate in the last couple of years.
Well, you know, he was on that government-sponsored sabbatical, yes.
He says...
nothing was ever confirmed or proven.
He says racketeering is the case that they gave me.
He was racketeering. He was building he was trying to build a spaceship.
He said he became really good at pool.
Well, he can rack some balls. Nice tight rack.
Day now, shot from one side to the other, and Gino, nobody was home. He miscalculated by quite a bit.
Well, I think he was still trying to do some calculating as he was running forward. Oh!
The swinging neckbreaker by Day.
Yeah, roll the dice.
1,
right there,
2.
Oh, my. You see the snap that was in that neckbreaker there?
Just a quick one.
That's something that these young kids just don't understand. See that, the impact they can have on someone.
You get one move to sort of change the momentum, make it worth it. He did just that right here as Day with the arm hooked, and Gino again trying to send Brandon Day to sleep with the fishes.
Look like
1, 2, and 3. I don't know that anybody seems more shocked than Ripper.
It's almost like he's not happy. The maid man, that means he was a woman before?
I don't think that's how that went.
Got the long hair, he's certainly got the, used to be a lady vest.
I don't believe that's anything I'm going to say to the guy holding the chain up there.
I'm not scared. I'm also not stupid.
Well, that's to be determined.
Get that brain scan next week.
But a somber mood after the assault and somehow the victory.
Speaking of somber. He's perplexed.
Well, Nick did say he was going to bring in new microphones after this.
Yeah. say we're going to push it?
You know, at this point, I'm not really sure that people don't grasp the reality that's saying, name your match, I'll be at the anniversary show is a terrible idea.
Backstage right now from El Pal Nick, it's good to see you back. It's been too long, man. And but hey, from what I hear, from what I see, you are the new general manager here at War Wrestling. Already tonight, a couple of pretty big decisions. What does the future hold?
Jimmy, basically, I'm not here to make a whole lot of changes with War Wrestling. I'm just making sure everybody's going to play by the rules, and we make the best matches we can for these fans so we can put on the best show possible.
Here we go. You have it straight from the horse's mouth. What will the future hold, or what does it have in store? Well, stay tuned to find out.
Here. I thought I saw him back there. There was Jericho juice everywhere.
You know, I love it when Sam Jackson's a part of this show.
Yeah, you got to.
And, and angry. This is when you know things are serious. When you see Aaron Williams in this form with the cane and the pimp walk, you know the baddest man alive is about to put some work in. He thought originally this was going to be match 4 tonight. Unfortunately, Orlando Christopher not able to be here.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I was in my meeting that I had going on earlier, and I heard it, and I didn't have a chance to check in on it.
Thinking about Orlando Christopher, too, by the way. Unable to be here tonight with some personal issues, but just all of us.
Asterisk beside that.
He's good with math.
Yeah, well, they're small numbers. It's high cholesterol.
You really shouldn't be, because in reality, it's just a formality. Because I was going to win tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I was going to win.
I'd have to fact check that,
Which
but.
means that I would win into, and still will go into, the anniversary show, the War Respect Champion.
Yeah, well, that checks out.
And I will walk out of the anniversary show no matter who I go against, whether it be Orlando Christopher or someone else.
Here I am.
That's an interesting proposition.
That I will walk out, continuing to reign as the War Respect Champion, that I am willing to put a little more into it.
Uh-oh.
Which means I'm willing to take this title, hang it about 15 feet up here,
Might be a little high.
and do a ladder match.
Remember, that's how he won it at the last anniversary show. He threw Storm Grayson off a ladder, through a table, and we haven't seen him since.
No, he broke Storm.
Okay, that seems to do what everybody wants. Yeah, that sounds fine. But I see you got your gear on, and you look like you're ready for a match.
Is he going to fight Nick Hahn? Nick Hahn will mangle him.
There was a spot open tonight, so I
He's been fighting with his waistband all these years. He's got good practice.
he's ready for a match.
Well, who?
Is there somebody else coming back?
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. This can't be
I know that.
him. No way. Oh, wow. Look at the look on the face of Aaron Williams, like he's seen a ghost. These two guys know each other about as well as Aaron Williams and Orlando Christopher do, maybe even more so. They've had an off and on bromance for years, but when it comes down to let's fight, you're in for a treat tonight. This is a hell of a replacement.
I think it's going to be all right. Last time we saw Zach Spades was at the Civic Center with Kevin Thorne, Abyss, Congo Kong, and it was chaos.
He was surfing on a casket the last time we saw him. And he nearly surfed his way down into the ring and off the ring.
Yeah, right.
I'd say he's ready. He's in terrific shape as Zach Spades.
He is. They must have been feeding him well there at the old House Pickle.
And also keep in mind, he's no stranger to that championship that's in Aaron Williams' hands.
Well, you're right. They don't get no stranger than him right there.
So Williams now,
Sir Williams,
let's say at least, is going to dispose of the shirt and tie. He's gone the last couple of years or last couple of matches. And this transformation sort of subtly, when he gets frustrated, takes one or two off, but I don't know, you don't want to just start fresh all the way through here.
I mean, he's trying to encourage him to take him off. He better throw some singles his way. He can probably use money. I'm sure pants like that ain't cheap.
Williams, the sharp-dressed band, the champion. I'll tell you what, the crowd's not going to be behind him in this one. And, you know, Dusty, think about it, too. The way that he sort of spoke to Nick Khan and the way he talked about, well, I would have won anyways. He was down 2-0 at one point, and he was a couple of eyelashes away from losing 3-0 through the first three. But he kind of descended into madness a little bit. Because as he lost, he kind of became more and more obsessed with doing whatever it took, and we saw that last month.
I did see it, and I saw it going on. I told you it was very syncopated, very clockwork-like, the way that the transformation started coming over him. But I say it's not a matter of running from something else. I think it's becoming something else that will never happen to again.
Zach Spades just sent Aaron Williams reeling across. Look at Williams.
Well, he's backing up away from him. He's the most dangerous man. He's backing up from a man who didn't do more than have a box of Bruce Jenner Wheaties this morning.
Now the sleeves continue to roll higher and higher for Aaron Williams as his, you would say, once friend across the way in Zach Spades.
Can you really have a friend in a psychotic man?
I'm not quite sure that you can have a friend if you're Aaron Williams. He's kind of obsessed with being the best at all times. And
he's the greatest in the world.
He is a terrific.
Oh, you talk about a slap having a little message behind it.
The two-time World Wrestling Champion or World Wrestling Respect Champion, and one of the longest, which really says something because this is the workhorse title. A lot of guys that have held that have gone on to big things. Cody Jones had a fight as a takedown. Christopher, down he goes, and a swing right to the temple from Zach Spades.
Almost over-rotated a little bit there and broke his ankles. I was choked up too. Oh! We just ate that.
Got the foot up and have some dessert.
Well, everybody's Subway footlong right there, but I got it.
Now the...
Oh! Zach Spades throwing a little Lucha Libre stuff in there.
Spades now full head of steam and up and over with a cactus special. He is a terrific brawler. Really, that's more of the Zach Spades style. Williams has got that all-around little martial arts, little brawl. He'll wrestle you, a high flyer over the years.
He's versatile.
He might be.
Makes him dangerous.
He might be the most complete all-around athlete we have in World Wrestling.
He could be, because at the moment, I'm sitting over here with you, so.
Again, in the Hall of Fame on February the 8th.
That's right.
Ran right into Zach Spades, swinging down.
That little boss man special right there.
1-2. Brought that one all the way to Cobb County.
All the way.
Trying to give him a hard time.
Play the pepper steak.
Spades looking for the spear from the corner. Williams, he knows it's coming. Kind of one of those things, you turn and you see Zach Spades in the corner, you know you'd best get out of Dodge.
Well, I wouldn't want to be anywhere that he is on purpose.
Williams now again. He got the official word. Orlando Christopher had to forfeit his match tonight. Unable to be here, but straight right hand. Who cares if it's 2-2 if you can't answer the count here?
That's right. I'll tell you, though, I feel like Aaron Williams may have dodged a bullet here. They could have been over tonight had Orlando Christopher been here. That is one of the toughest dudes. And I've even told him right to his face, I've enjoyed every minute of watching him grow and come into his own, and not just War Wrestling, but the wrestling industry as a whole. He has earned the respect of hundreds and hundreds of other guys that he's come into contact with, and I hope he realizes that, and he is able to get back up in here.
I hope Zach Spades knows a good dentist in Lima.
Well, I have these people, some of them got 3 teeth, 2 of them in the pocket, so I don't know that they know any dentists around here.
Look at Williams ditching the ties. He yells to Joe Kopaz, go count him. The baddest man alive now has ditched the tie, looking for the shirt as well. I believe that means things are about to pick up. And just the look on his face when Zach Spades got back in of, why won't you go away?
Well, it's just like that, annoying little net. You can swing at it, you think you got it right in your grasp there, and you open your hand, there's nothing there.
Like a gunshot.
It's a small gun. Oh, that's getting a little bigger there.
Just rocks Zach Spades in the corner. Joe Kopaz stays away. He doesn't want one of those.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Williams' frame of mind. I don't think you see the chest already. Oh, but Zach Spades is bright red. Williams now back in control.
Bright red. It's an embarrassment to come out and make a return like this.
Back up. Low bridge on the drop kick.
That tells you right there. Who's the baddest man?
Follow up. Aaron Williams is right now 1 and 2.
He was feeling himself there. He did a little stoppy cover.
You look around the Midwest. Think of it, Indiana, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
It's cold.
Doesn't matter where the promotion is. There's a good chance if Aaron Williams is on your card on a consistent basis, he probably owns at least one of your championships. Just kind of that guy as he. Let's think about surfing.
And he's not even a promoter's son or anything like that.
Right? Or he's not even booking a promotion.
He earned that on his own.
Rows the boat and the. Just the massive amount of pain that Zach Spades has got to be in. Is this the worst thing, though? If you want to tap out, you can't. It's got to be verbal.
That's right. Oh, I'll tell you what, I was putting that very move by Ryan Boz one night, and he went a little bit further, grabbed the head and pulled it back, then had Dean Jablonski pulling on him for extra leverage.
Maybe the Jushin Liger version.
I don't know who you're talking about, but...
You should. He's a legend.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, big horns, mask.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but he's a little dude. I had Dean Jablonski and Ryan Boz doing that to me.
He's like you. He's retired.
Oh, no, I'm just a little slow right now.
Williams.
That's a terrible rumor that's been going around.
Williams just screaming at Zach Spades.
Standing right there.
But up and over, we saw a beautiful set of suplexes earlier on that leads to a suplex match on the 8th with Reyes and Jackson Stone. Zach Spades says, check it out, I've got one of these too.
That was a hell of a retort to the verbal beration that he was taking at the hands of Andy Williams. He sings that one song. Who's Aaron?
Aaron Williams.
Yeah.
The baddest man alive.
It was an Aaron speak is what I was,
Once upon a time, was under a hood here in War. Said he couldn't take it anymore.
That's verbal, that's insider lingo. He was wearing a mask is what he's trying to say.
He's,
didn't have a parka on.
Once upon a time, he was Ragul. Pulled it off during the show, said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm coming to show you who I am. And since that point, has been on a heck of a streak.
Wait a minute, he's on a heck of a downslide right there. That's what the hell it was.
In control. Oh. Yakuza kick to the face.
Yeah, he about to kick his Yakuza right off the top of his head.
Williams now no idea where he's at in the corner, and Spades with the big uppercut. Straps down, that means one thing. Aim for Aaron Williams. Cannonball. A lot of water in the pool.
Oh, did he just hurt himself?
I think he landed awkwardly on his knee, it looked like. Pulls Aaron back out.
That was a good return while last.
Goes for the cover, but only gets a 2 count.
Hey, wait a minute. Remember how Aaron won his last one last time? What if Zach Spades saw the tape?
He feigned an injury. Look at Spades down on his right knee.
Yeah,
Williams.
I think he's Mexican.
Again, we talked about how Williams going into that last match that Dusty's alluding to, he said, I have to win. I have to win. I have to be that guy. I have to keep this belt. Because he's going to go up to the top. Might be feeling froggy.
So necessity is the motherhood of all invention, and by golly, he invented it.
Oh! Got the knees nearly to the midsection. 1, 2, and Spades.
Oh, how did he kick out of that?
Look at the look on Kopez's face.
2-star kick out of a 6-star frog splash.
But you think about it, and Williams pulled out the stop, feigned an injury, and ended up, after he was checked on, rolled up Orlando Christopher, and that was that.
That's right. He won that cerebrally.
Stayed in the match at 2-1, or in the series at 2-1. Now with a forfeit victory, he'll try to finish off the best of 5. He said, I don't care who it is. Give me a ladder match, put the belt up above, and I'll defend it the same way I want it.
You know who likes ladder matches? Me.
You know who ends up getting thrown off of things during anniversary shows?
Anybody Aaron Williams faces.
You. Cages, ladders, it doesn't matter.
Well, now that you mention it, I do see a trend.
Spades struggling to stay on his feet. Big spinning lariat. Actually more of the punt side suplex. Williams now.
That was nice. Nice snap to it, put him down. Not just fell with gravity, but he put some force behind it. He used his own strength.
Williams missed on the kick. Spades now. Spear right in the middle of the ring. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Got him.
Are you kidding me?
He just beat the Respect champion.
Man, he just got beat by a one-legged man.
You got to imagine at some point,
no offense, Zach,
if it's Aaron Williams who keeps the belt next month, Zach Spades would have to get a title match, right?
It was one match. One match.
Just beat the champion.
He got lucky is what he got.
So sick and twisted in his return.
That's what his knee looks like, sick and twisted.
Still Aaron Williams. It doesn't cost him anything in terms of the championship because Spades just grabbed it.
It's going to cost him some money to get that thing clean now. You're going to have to get them bed bugs off of it.
Listen to Williams, though, scream.
Well, somebody needs to tell Joe Kopez what the hell's
explaining
happening.
that this match is not for the belt itself.
This match was not for the title. No contract was signed. Is that correct?
Aaron Williams again.
Well, if you felt you were just
You feel like he's obsessed with this title.
Well, there's power, there's prestige, there's respect.
He just got beat by, at one point, his best friend, and he screamed at him during the match, "Why are you here?"
Maybe he told him to watch his house or feed his cat or something like that, and instead he's here, now Snowball's at home, choking on a fur ball. No
Snowball
candy more, I don't know.
That's why they had 8 of them. Oh, yeah.
Snowball's chance, I don't get it.
It's a Simpsons joke. All of them are on TV.
Well, I'm a grown-up, I'm sorry.
Look at the look on Williams' face, though, in this shot. He's now going to take off running from the one-legged man. However, the winner of this match, there you see him, Zach Spades.
That's right.
I'm backstage right now with the War Wrestling Respect Champion, Aaron Williams.
Respect. Yeah, you're right. I am the War Wrestling Respect Champion. But you know what's not respectful?
What's that?
Taking a champion, a fighter, a person who's been fighting since he got this title, and sticking him in a match with some dude who hasn't been here for years and making him wrestle him when he's not prepared. That's not respectful, is it? Is it? No, it's not. That's fine. It's okay, because I'm still the War Respect Champion. This beautiful belt is still draped over this dangerous shoulder. And at the next show, at the anniversary show, at the end of it, when it's all said and done, and I stand atop a ladder, no matter who is my opponent, and I raise it high, I will leave the respect
Backstage right now with Cody Jones, who has a pretty big matchup coming up, in fact. A match for the championship coming up here in just a little bit with the Voodoo King, Mojo McQueen. And Cody, he's a tough guy, you gotta be honest. How do you plan on beating him?
How do I plan on beating him? Mojo, you talk about the book of Revelations. You talk about you're gonna take my soul, you're gonna take my championship. Mojo. You forget what I am. You forget that I am the Alpha, I am the Omega, I am War Wrestling. And most importantly, Mojo, I'm Cody Jones.
Second-generation superstar, the War Wrestling Champion in Cody Jones, won that title from Matt Taylor months ago, nearly a year ago, has been through a who's who of challengers, but tonight it's the thorn in his side, as he explained it. He said, I'm Cody MF Jones, you're Mojo, I own you.
Well, you know, you're right when you say who's who. I'm like, who's that? Nobody has come close to challenging this man for that title, legit.
However, keep in mind, minus his running buddies tonight. He's been a little bit by himself. It'll be interesting to see.
I think you're right. Well, I think everybody in here has friend requested him. Hey, World of Warcraft.
Have you played World of Warcraft?
No. Again, I'm a grown-up.
You're more like a Fortnite type of guy?
No. What is that?
It's a video game, never mind.
Oh, no, I don't play none of them.
Tell you what,
video
though.
games are the devil.
Mojo has picked up some weight on the muscle aspect. It'll be fascinating to me how this goes. You get the speed advantage with Cody Jones, but with Mojo, he's a big guy that moves well, and if he comes after you, we've seen those clotheslines and watched what it does to Cody.
That threw me over some bleachers once. I think I might have said that before, but it happened.
Cody Jones tried the suicide dive right out of the gate. He'll do it again. Right into Mojo's hands, and he just seems irritated now to see War Wrestling Champion.
What is he doing? He picked something up off the
third time as a charm. Tried a version of it. Mojo caught him. Choke slam on the apron.
That's all she wrote.
Mojo doesn't even have his coat off yet.
Well, 2 broken backs on the side of the apron tonight.
And the bell rang, so the match underway.
Kind of reminds you of Jason Voorhees a little bit there. Okay, Crystal Lake.
You don't want him stalking you, either one of them. So Cody Jones now is going to meet his adoring public.
They love him so.
They did not seem to be that happy to meet him. So the War Wrestling title match that Mojo, in his promo this week, talked about the Book of Revelations and how the dead in hell was coming with him. Cody Jones said, I don't believe that book. I'm the hero. Just straight slaps.
Well, you
goodness.
Slap me, I'm going to punch you. Show you how a man supposed to do.
That chair.
You find a woman.
I don't think this is the version of the chair that you want to be sitting in. Mojo's got it lined up, and Jesus. He tried to kick Jesus right in and out of him.
Oh, he did.
The official trying to get things in the ring is the boot right through the champion.
I think it's going to be interesting to see. I feel like Cody Jones is just suckering him in on something here.
Well, now Cody Jones is, again, trying to figure things out. The champion says he's the Alpha and the Omega, not Mojo. So far, though, he's needed a lot of help to keep that title.
Well, you know, whether you're working out, taking vitamins, or you have other people come in and hit people from behind, you got to do what you got to do to get ahead in this world.
This match comes out of the ending of the last show as Mojo just beating the chest, trying to cave it in of Cody Jones, who's having a problem staggering back to his feet in the corner.
I don't think he had a problem staggering. He was doing it pretty good.
Mojo just stalking him, and this might be, in the opening to the match, the most methodical that Mojo has been.
Well, one thing I give him is he has not been emotional. He's been pretty straightforward, analytical, and picking his spots.
Full head of steam, and good Lord. That clothesline nearly beheading the champion. Paloma grabbed a chair. This is not a smart idea on her part.
She's not.
Try again. And she
you missed me.
Did not phase Mojo. It just seems to have irritated the challenge.
One of them big bayou horseflies.
Cody Jones now trying to get back up to his feet as the referee in the middle protecting Paloma. The insecurity to the side of the head.
That's nice. I like it.
Right back down to the DDT right on top of the chair.
Right on top.
I don't know that the mask helped there. One, and barely.
Well, it's just a thin piece of cloth. It's laying it on some metal. There's not going to be no protection there. It's laying it on a dish towel.
So Mojo says that he cannot be hurt as long as the blood of the 13 tribes come through his veins. And right now, more evident than ever, just the champion irritating him as he's trying to get back up to his feet. Super kick. That'll do it.
They put it right in the right spot, too. We didn't wait for him to get up too high where he couldn't reach.
Point of the foot right up underneath the chin. I don't know. That's put a lot of guys out.
They right it has.
It's a very terrible party to be invited to.
You don't even have to RSVP.
And here comes Paloma again behind the referee's back. The 2-on-1 we saw.
That's where numbers will get you.
The last 6 months, Will the Thrill in Pop City as well.
Who?
The two guys who aren't here anymore.
Oh,
the guy that Mojo referred to as
who's who?
Female dogs.
Right. They had litters. I get it now. Okay.
Them.
Call maternity.
Now, Cody Jones, the
very nice.
Splash on the outside. That's a new one. Trying to fight out any trick and throws a heck of a right. Now just dancing back and forth. The boxing pedigree.
Roy Jones right there.
A little dance on the snap.
Him and Jimmy Shane must have hung out a couple times.
I don't see that happening. Cody, the guys in the front row, they're not friends. Again, this.
Well, they had to went to the front row to see somebody. Might as well have been your champion.
This for the championship, but it's fascinating to think we've seen a lot of matches for the anniversary show on February 8th come out of this show. I don't know that even how this works out, that this is going to be the end of this feud between these two.
I have a hard time believing that.
Remember, Cody came out with that box that Mojo has brought out for months.
Well, I'll tell you, you couldn't have planned this out any better than the way it's been right now.
He caught him as a
Right in
chair.
the throat there. Isn't that illegal, be choking a person?
I think he more caught him with his hands around the throat.
Well, a choke's a choke, and there we just saw a pretty decent choke.
Face of posts goes Mojo.
Well, you know, truth be told, we don't know what he looks like. That could be an improvement up under that mask.
Yeah, we've heard from Cody Jones the last handful of months before this match about how this is it. This is all you get, Mojo. You're going to lose again tonight because you keep saying new year, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same result. I'm going to end up with you looking at the lights and me still champ.
That's right, you're the rat.
And it's a much different Cody Jones than we saw about a year ago when he was fighting Orlando Christopher for the Respect title. He's much more ruthless, I would say, since that point.
Well,
there's the wall next to us he got lawn darted off of.
Yeah, I was here for that match. It's one of the best matches I'd seen. And I'll tell you, though, I think I wouldn't say that it's a whole different angle. I saw it. I saw it in him. I saw that he was capable, and he saw that it come to pass. He's hungry. He wants something.
Paloma just grabbed her belt in the box and took off.
In a box of 12 tacos.
I don't know what's in the box. Cody Jones just choking out. Again, if it's a severed head, I'm going to be very mad. Oh, and he can't shove the referee.
John Doe.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. The referee just put Cody down.
Logan's not going to take any guff from Cody. Mojo staggering up to his feet.
Oh, look at that. Mojo with a little sucker knee into the butt.
Got him leaning one way and sent him back the other. Mojo went from being a very odd figure when he started here in War, tried to take the soul of Zach Spades, and then ultimately kind of changed his ways a little bit, was with the Village for a little while, has really grown into the #1 contender. And he just tried to destroy Cody Jones.
Oh, you talk about a mysterious figure. That might be why he's got his tights pulled up so high.
It's one version.
Yep.
Up to the top row, Cody Jones. Maybe thinking about going back to Amarillo.
By morning.
Maybe by dawn. Up.
Oh, look at that forearm right to the buttocks.
Slipped right back through, and Cody now.
Talk about Gluteus Maximus.
Look at the ring at about.
No.
Oh!
Wow! Just ripped him right off of there. Like, get off my roof, kid.
Nearly the German suplex, but it really just ended up being more of an effective toss.
Whatever gets the job done, puts the money in your pocket.
Flat on his back, 1, 2, and still just a 2 count.
Somebody must have reached down and threw some of that swamp mud on him, revived him a little bit.
I think Paloma's screaming about that being a 3 count.
I thought she saw a spider with it sounded.
Oh, Mojo just sat right back up. Look at Cody. Like he almost like,
They're talking about them abs.
I was going to say like he expected it, but the seated clothesline by the champion and a senton for good measure. That's got to be it then. 1, 2, and a beautiful combination, but not enough.
Don't turn your back on him. Don't turn your back on him, Cody. You'll pull a snake or an alligator or something out of his pocket.
Imagine what will happen.
Maggots.
Whenever Mojo is able to get that box back in his possession. Cody Jones.
That box is all used up now.
Now lining it up. Mojo just trying to get to his feet. And another.
He's an indignant man that he is.
Double figure salute. Champion with a kick right to the face.
Right to the face.
And up and over. Oh, Mojo able to fight it off. Caught him. Went for the.
Look at that.
Went for the ending, but.
Look at the champ.
A couple of different roll throughs. Cody now shot off, and Mojo black hole slam. Both guys are down now.
I don't think there's a Cobb County down there.
Set him halfway back to New Orleans.
The Lake Punch train.
Paloma unsuccessfully trying to rally the troops behind Cody. And just a 2 3/4 count.
I don't know if she'd be able to rally the troops to go and look for their own hat.
Something. Did Cody Jones trying to get up to his feet. Mojo trying to harness some kind of power as he gets to his feet.
Sunset Heart Hands.
Boom.
I don't think I called. What you called it? It wouldn't be Polish hammers.
Bayou hammers? Creole hammers?
You can buy these
Ancient hammers? Depends what kind of hardware store you're in, I think.
I suppose.
Ocho is swinging.
Oh.
Cody Jones up into the sleeper hold on the back.
It's a good strategy to put him to sleep.
Not able to take down a guy at 6'2". You might as well just jump on the back, try to put him to sleep. Out. Cody Jones in the corner.
You got that thing hanging off back of his head. Oh.
Cody bounced off the corner, came right back like a yo-yo to Mojo. Oh, and he ripped the mask off, it looked like. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, please don't let us see that.
He did. He ripped the mask off of Mojo, and as Mojo went to grab the mask, Cody got the shoulders down. By hook or by crook?
By God.
This time it's apparently both. He used the hook of the back of the mask. It was able to stay World Wrestling Champion. And there's something brewing here.
There certainly is. I'm not sure I like the smell of it.
Mojo trying to get the mask back on.
Yeah, without thanking for it.
Fans are not fans of the World Wrestling Champion. Now I don't know why security trying to make sure that they don't get into it.
That's about the most work they've done all day. Saw that one guy, he had at least 3 hot dogs.
We already have seen there's going to be a no-holds-barred street fight, a cage match, a tornado tag, a jacket and title on a pole match.
I know that's the kind of match you want to bring to Lima, Ohio. Tornado take out all the trailer park.
Mojo back up to his feet, and you know, I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you. As many times as we've seen Nick Hahn, but he's not out here to sort of try to deflate this situation.
And you want to know, interesting fact, he's talking about back to his feet. He's got webbed feet.
Well, one of those he was right about.
Don't even minute to think about it.
The outcomes are sad. I'm still champion because I am World Wrestling. I am Cody Jones. So all you guys can kiss my ass.
He said it. He was coming to take over World Wrestling, and he can't argue with his results.
Since you so infatuated with my mask, how about this? One more time for that World Championship. I'll put my mask on the line. If you win, you keep the title, you get my mask, and Mojo is no more.
Wow.
What do you say?
Oh, yes. That's how the crowd getting Jane Fonda's in.
See how confident he is.
You keep stepping up and you keep failing. Just like these people. They keep waking up and they keep failing in life.
That's just where we're at.
Why this country's going down the drain. But you, on the other hand, I am very confident
Uh-oh. I told you, people gotta stop saying that. No. I bet you Cody Jones didn't see that one coming.
Couldn't have wrote it any better.
I think the fans want to see it. But Cody Jones is just leaving. I guess that's going to be a hell of a show. Again, February the 8th at the anniversary show. Hall of Fame that night. Dusty, Heather Owens, Apollo Starr, and Caden Assad going into the Hall of Fame. We hope that you've enjoyed Calm Before the War for Dusty Dillinger and Michael McCormick here. Have a great night.
Main event here at Calm Before the War. I'm with a very unhappy Mojo McQueen. Mojo, unfortunately, just lost the match to Cody Jones, and it looked like he tried taking your mask off out there.
Cody Jones, you made the biggest mistake of your career. You dishonorable son of a bitch. You know that removing my mask in battle is disrespectful, and you had the audacity to take my mask off and try to expose my identity. True warriors fought for this mask. This mask was passed down generation to generation. It transcends all the way back to the days of Shaka Zulu. And you think you can just pull my mask off? So this is what's gonna happen, Cody Jones. Me and you, one-on-one in a casket match, since you wanna be so damn arrogant. You know, one of the most 7 deadly sins is pride. And you won't be proud for thinking that you can beat me in any match. Well, your days are numbered, and that title will be mine, and I'm keeping my damn mask. You tell